What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Micah, and today we are gonna make some gap guards for one of our Dodge Dakotas. So we do these body lifts on them, and if you're familiar with doing a body lift, you will have a gap in between your rear bed and the frame of your truck. So getting down here, see how you can see all the way through our truck there. So it's not super attractive. So what we're gonna do is just make a gap guard, essentially. You can buy them, but sometimes those gap guards cost as much as the body lift. We don't wanna do that, so we're gonna make some ourselves on the cheap. So essentially, we're just gonna make something that goes across here and covers that whole gap so that it looks like our fender well seemingly comes down a little bit lower than it actually does. So how are we gonna do that? Well, I've done this a few times, and what I like to use is actually flower bed liner. Yes, I am as cheap as it gets, but this actually works really good, and I've used a lot cheaper flower bed liner before, the kind that has like the big kind of tube on one end, and then it's just kind of like curly, but I suspect this stuff's gonna work a lot better. This terrace board is what they called it. So we spent a whopping $15 for a 40-foot roll of it. Obviously, we only need about a 3-foot piece on either side, but to make that for 15 bucks, it's gonna be awesome. So all we're gonna need is just this liner, this terrace board, I guess, right there. We'll need a couple zip ties for each side. We'll use a drill and then just some sort of a hacksaw. So let's rip into it, guys. So now if you get a roll of this stuff like I like to do, you know, we kind of peeled the sticker off. This is gonna go to the inside. So when you have something that curls like this, I like it to curl outwards from your truck, and that will kind of fit the shape of our wheel well a little bit better. So kind of all I do is unroll about 3 feet of this, and I slip it in on one side here. You kind of want to go around the back of your wheel well there so it curls around. So we'll slip that around there by a couple inches. I'll kind of roll this out on the front, roughly just eyeball it. I'll pinch my finger kind of where I want it to go. Right about there is good. Ah, it is snowing and it is slick today. I'm just gonna mark it here quick with a scissors. Put a little notch in it so I know where to cut. Okay, I can see that. That's perfect. So now we'll go get our hacksaw here and we'll just saw this off. We'll drill a couple holes in it, but I wanna make sure that our piece that we cut lines up. So we'll cut it off first and then we'll bring our cut piece back. All right. And it's not like your cut has to be perfect, because this end is kind of gonna be, well, both ends are gonna kind of be tucked behind your fender wells, so nobody's gonna see them. So we'll go back out, we'll hold this up, we'll see what it looks like. All right, so we'll kind of just hold this up in there and see if it's gonna be about the right size for us. Gosh, that's gonna be perfect. Yep, that is gonna perfectly. It even holds itself in there when you kind of have that curve facing outwards. So it looks like that's gonna be perfect for us. So I'll just take a little scissors. You could use a screwdriver, a knife, or something. You're gonna have 2 holes in your factory bed. One's gonna be towards the front, one's gonna be towards the rear of the wheel well. So I'll kind of hold that piece in there just where I want it, and then I'll press it up against those holes, and I'll put like the end of my scissors in there and just kind of make a mark so I know where to drill. We're gonna drill a hole in there, and then that's where we'll zip tie it. Well, so now we'll just go drill a couple holes in it. Well, and you guys are gonna be so proud of me. I had a couple bolts laying around, washers and nuts, and so we'll actually just put some bolts on those to hold them in instead of just the zip ties. I mean, I usually zip tie them, but since we have the bolts, get you stood up in this snow here. But since I have the bolts, we'll just use them. And we'll just slip this back into the place that we had it. We'll put our other bolt in here, and this is essentially gonna be finished. Well, and we'll bust out our toolkit to get those tightened up, but that's what it's gonna look like there. So, I mean, our little flower bed liner makes a wonderful gap guard in those Dakotas. So it's super cheap. It totally works. I've done it before, and I'm gonna keep doing it because the fit and finish product, it looks fine, and I can't find anything that looks as good, holds up as well, and is as cheap as those. Well, then the other side goes on just the same, so I don't think I need to show you that. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's how we do the gap guards. Holy moly, the snow is really coming down. We're supposed to get like 6 to 11 inches today, and the whole city is freaking out. And then I'll see people like them, and them, and them, who have scooped their sidewalks already and driveway. There's only 1 inch of snow. So let's do the math here. You're gonna be scooping your walk 11 times. Yeah, I think I'll just do it once at the very end, thanks. So like the video if this helped you out, subscribe if you guys wanna see more, and until next time, have a wonderful night.